Good morning, everybody. It's Alison from Engli-teach. How is everybody today? Good, I hope. Hello. Okay, so I hope everyone is well and has been practicing their English. It's very hot in the UK, London, where I am from. We are having a heat wave. I wonder what it's like where you are. Okay, in today's lesson, we are going to learn about two common words that are often misused or not placed in the right sentences for their use, and they are if and when. If and when. Okay? And towards the end of the lesson, we're going to have a little quiz where you are going to tell me which word, if or when, goes into the sentence. Okay? So first of all, let's just find out a little bit more about what these words are, what they mean, and how we use them in English. So if and when you use in both written and spoken English. Now, when you use if, so I'm going to go down to this one here. You use this when you aren't sure if or whether something is going to happen or not, or if someone is going to do something or not. So it's all about uncertainty, okay? It's all about uncertainty. You use if when you are talking about uncertainty. So typically when the speaker does not know whether the other person is coming back to a certain place, whether they are going to do something or say something, or anything. So this can be a mental process and also a physical process, okay? So basically it expresses uncertainty. Now let's have a look at when. So we use when we express certainty. So this is the opposite of if. So when you use the word when, it's because you know something is going to happen at a certain time. So there is always the time element to it, okay? Always the time element associated to when. It doesn't necessarily have to be at 10 o'clock or 12 o'clock. It could be a time of use like tomorrow, yesterday, or when someone arrives, when you use an action verb. So this really has three main pillars of use. Of course, there are a few more. Okay, thank you for your comments. Okay, so let's move on and have a little look at how we use this in use. So here I have some excellent questions. It's my little doggy that's just walked into the classroom. Okay, the first one is, you can drive, you're 16. You can drive, you're 16. So what would we put in here? Would it be if or would it be when? So we're talking about something that you can do at a certain time period. Remember what I said about time periods. So when someone gets to the age of 16, they can what? They can drive. So in here, you can drive when you're 16. So your is short for you are. Obviously, we're using the apostrophe here. So we're saying you're. Okay. The next one. Something we go on holiday, we have to take our passports. Something we go on holiday, we have to take our passports. What do you think this could be? So again, we're talking about something, a period of time because we're using go. Something we go on holiday, we have to take our passports. It is also when. Now let's just say if we put if we go on holiday, we have to take our passports. Whilst it is understood, it's not quite right. Okay, so here it has to be when. When we go on holiday, okay, when we go on holiday, we have to take our passports. All right, the next one. He gets out of breath easily. He is running. He gets out of breath easily. He is running. Should that be when or if? So Mohammed says before. He gets out of breath easily before he is running. Okay, let's have a little look at that, Mohammed. He gets out of breath easily before he is running. I'm not sure that that is quite right. So he gets out of breath easily when he is running, because we're talking about a certainty, okay? Remember what I said about a certainty. He gets out of breath easily when he is running. So him being out of breath is dependent on his action, and his action is running. So he gets out of breath easily when he is running. Okay, so this is completely dependent on this, which is why we use when, because we know that he will get out of breath when he is running. Okay, well done. All right. Mohammed, you could use whilst. Whilst. You could be whilst. Okay. You don't, something here. You don't drink enough water, you will hydrate. Oh, sorry, Mohammed. I've just seen, Mohammed said that was for the question before. Okay, Mohammed. Okay, sorry. All right. You don't drink enough water, you will dehydrate. So dehydrate is when your body doesn't have enough water and it starts to you start to feel poorly. Equally, an item of food, an apple or something like that, once you've picked it and it gets old, the skin starts to wrinkle and it dehydrates because it's therefore not a living organism after it's picked. So, you don't drink enough water, you will dehydrate. So what goes here? Who can tell me? It's if. If you don't drink enough water, if you don't drink enough water, you will dehydrate, okay? So there's a possibility of you dehydrating and a possibility of you not dehydrating. It's all dependent on if you drink enough water, and that is the main difference. Okay. Wonderful. All right, guys, you're doing really well. And the next one. I have enough time, I will watch the football match. I have enough time, I will watch the football match. What goes in here? Who can tell me? I have enough time, I will watch the football match. If I have enough time, I will watch the football match. If I have enough time, I will watch the football match. Okay? Because again, if this is a dependency on time. If the person has enough time, they will watch the football match. Okay? Very good. And the last one for today, this is a quick blaster. I have a lot of money. I would travel around the world. I have a lot of money. I would travel around the world. Actually, we've got a few more here after. So what goes here? Yes, Sammy, that's right. If I had a lot of money, I would travel around the world. Wow, where would you go, guys and girls? Where would you go if you had a lot of money? Where would I go? I think I would go somewhere tropical. I think I'd like to go somewhere tropical, really hot. It's really hot here in England, but we're not really used to it that much. So I'd like to go somewhere where there are coconut trees and pineapples, somewhere really nice. Okay, all right, let's move on. We have some more. Let's go up along here. I'm going to take these out. All right, here we go. We've got a few more. He had been careful. Now these are going to get a little bit more tricky because I've made them more difficult to make, obviously, the exercise a bit more challenging for you. So let's go on to this one. He had been careful. He wouldn't have had that terrible accident. Now look very carefully at the structure of this sentence, because this is a typical type of sentence using expressive grammar that most native English speakers would use. Non-natives would not or would rarely construct a sentence in this way. And this particular sentence is a very good way of you seeing a very well structured sentence in English, mixing a couple of different grammar points. So first of all, he had been careful. Lots of people would have put he had of been careful, okay, but we don't need the of here. He had been careful. He wouldn't, okay, so negative, he wouldn't have had, negative, and kind of a positive, he wouldn't have had that terrible accident, okay? So what would this be? Yes, well done, Mohammed. If he had, Mohammed, you definitely need to come to my upper level classes. You definitely need to come to my upper level classes. If he had been careful, he wouldn't have had that terrible accident. Now you practice saying this sentence, guys, at home. Try saying it with a real English flow, without breaks, without okay? If he had been careful, he wouldn't have had that terrible accident. And listen to the gentle guttural sound I make here when I make this sound. He wouldn't have had that terrible accident. Okay? All right, well done. I'll leave to join you. I am finished here. I'll leave to join you. I am finished here. I'll leave to join you when I am finished here. Okay? I'll leave to join you when I am finished here. Again, I'll leave is a time, there's a time element to that. I'll leave to join you when I am finished here. If you put I'll leave to join you if I am finished here, it's kind of, well, are you coming or are you going? It's certain and not certain, and that would be very confusing to the listener. they would not really understand if you were coming to meet them or not. This is why we use when, because you're conveying the information that you will arrive, you will be coming, but you have to do it after this action, okay? So that's quite important. Can she do that? She arrives. Can she do that? She arrives. What do you think goes here, guys? Can she do that? Mohammed, I like it. So Mohammed has put, and I'm going to use your example, Mohammed, because you've done a couple of extensions. Can she do that when she arrives? Can she do that? You can't put or, Mohammed. You can't put or. So or wouldn't work here, but the other ones do. Okay? Can she do that when she arrives? You could also put, can she do that? Let's get rid of a few of these. Can she do that as soon as she arrives? Can she do that as soon as she arrives? This is also a possibility, as soon as. However, it's out of the kind of scope of this lesson because we're just focusing on if and when. But Mohammed, you are right there. But could you say, can she do that or she arrives? No, Mohammed, you couldn't say or. That wouldn't work, okay? But the other two, definitely. Okay, well done. All right, the next one and the last one. I arrived at work yesterday. I saw the files on her desk. I arrived at work yesterday. I saw the files on her desk. So what goes in here? Is it if or is it when? In this space here, is it if or is it when? It's when. When I arrived at work yesterday, I saw the files on her desk. When I arrived at work yesterday, these are all time elements. I saw the files on her desk. Okay. Well done, everybody. You did so well. Excellent. Okay, well done. And if you haven't done already, go along to Engli-teach.com and don't forget to sign up for your free access account. Okay, your free access account. And we're going to be doing our live English lessons at 10 a.m. Okay? So make sure you come along at 10 a.m. for our live English lessons. For these group lessons, it works in a different format. You submit a form and then we create a timetable for you, depending on where you live in the world, and we put you into a group class with English learners of your same ability at a time that is great for you. So don't forget to fill in the form. Okay, everybody, I will see you tomorrow. Have a lovely day. Keep practicing, and most of all, practice the spoken English by playing back the video and checking if you sound more like me. Okay, see you next time, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.